Welcome back to the Heroes Global Championship. We are set up here with beGenius taking on Fnatic. Fnatic is up 1-0, but it was on 2 minute Spider Queen.
Yes.
To be fair. So beGenius, now with that battleground out of the way, what Fnatic is so good at, maybe they have a chance here in game 2.
Maybe. It all depends where we go is the problem. I think I would like to see us propel towards more unconventional maps.
Sure.
I think if we end up on a more common map, I think that Fnatic is just going to be able to power it out.
Yeah. I think, gosh, BOE is the one that's been banned out here by Fnatic, so we won't even get BOE, which is unfortunate.
Always banned out by them, always.
Yeah, always ban that map. They don't want to deal with any type of weird cheese that could happen. Warhead Junction could be a choice here, but then you start to play with the whole strength of Fnatic, which is the globals, the Brightwing play that is absolutely stellar on that team. So a lot to consider if you're beGenius in this scenario.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. You could try and take them to some of those maps and then try and seize the global pressure completely, but it still is fraught with danger because we've seen even Fnatic just having one of them and then being able to control it well. Like, they will probably prioritize the Dahaka over the other two, which does have far more power in it, I believe. Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll be setting up soon for our next battleground, which is going to be an interesting choice for us. Where are we going? It sounds like we're actually going into Sky Temple, and we're just going to jump into the draft. So there we are. Okay. Sky Temple. Here it goes. So who actually chose this battleground? We'll find out here in a second. It was
Fnatic, right?
Yes, Fnatic.
Yes.
I had to think about that for a second. First ban. Yeah, it was a Fnatic taking Sky Temple here.
So they're just taking them on the tour of Fnatic, the worldwide tour of we're good at these maps Fnatic.
The more and more that we watch this happen, man, I really wish I had an explanation why it's Dahaka ban. Why teams aren't prioritizing their battlegrounds? Why they care about first pick so much more? I feel like if you go somewhere that you're comfortable with, you can make some stuff happen. Yeah,
I think statistically throughout the entirety of HGC, I think that first pick is slightly eking out wins. But when you have these matches that are like, you know, you're going up against like a team like Fnatic or whatever, they're so well known for some of these maps. Then they take Falstad away, which is kind of what we were to be expecting from this draft to start off after the Dahaka ban. But so Fnatic surely has Brightwing and something here. Yeah. You think?
Yeah, I think so. I think Falstad just is a key indicator to me that in this Zul'jin patch at least, you take Brightwing no matter what against Falstad. You want to have the ability to match it, especially with Dahaka being banned out. But they actually pick up Malfurion and Zeratul.
This is another eventuality that I thought would be cool. So Malfurion obviously is absolutely their go-to healer across most battlegrounds, and they're not going to focus on global. Instead, they're just going to focus on the team fight and the potential of global, which is the Zeratul, which is the threat that always looms and lurks in those shadows, and then it sort of puts the fear into them. Yeah. Or like a Falstad when he is alone and all those situations, you know? Ooh.
Varian? Are we getting Li Ming too?
Hello? Is this Korea?
We have Falstad, Varian, Li Ming. We have my favorite commendations. We've seen stellar leading play from beGenius in the past.
We just had the Heroes Global Championship Korea kickoff, if you are only just tuning into Europe, and we actually had a few variants, I think 3 or 4, throughout the 3 series that did go down there. So yeah, he's definitely gaining some traction over there. They take Varian and Brightwing. The thing that with Varian now is it makes me think, what are they going to do with it first, which I assume will be taunt, and then what are they going to follow up in terms of damage onto that taunt?
Well, Ragnaros is available, Li Ming is available. We've seen it in the past from beGenius. They've played both, and they played them relatively well. So those are options that Fnatic should worry about here. Their bans are now available to them.
Is this our first variant in Europe, or am I missing one?
No, we had one during the Dignitas matchup.
Oh, yeah, we must have done something.
Yeah, I think it was the first week. So in terms of bans, I think you get rid of either Li Ming or you get rid of Ragnaros here. Sulfura Smash into Varian can be pretty crazy. Yeah. Unless they intend to take it. But it's looking like with Zeratul be on this side, Jaina, Diablo all becomes tasty options for Fnatic. Fnatic elect to actually ban out Diablo themselves. Which means beGenius could get rid of Jaina here. And that means suddenly Zeratul just becomes a counter jungler slash global deterrent.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be wary. I think Jaina's the better ban, but then Ragnaros just gets picked up by Fnatic. Then they've got Void Prism into Sulfura Smash.
Yeah.
And that being said, who plays the Zeratul on? Because I'm thinking like, okay, so they take away ETC. I actually think that's a really good ban on towards Breeze, because it is by far his best hero. Like, he's good at a lot of warriors, but ETC is the standout.
He just changes the world with it. So does Fnatic move into Jaina? They get Jaina, Zeratul, Malfurion, which is an incredible foundation. And then
yeah, I just think
their way into a clear.
I just think find the team fights. Find the team fights. Get yourself a Jaina. Get yourself what warrior?
Muradin, probably.
Muradin?
Yeah, unless for some reason beGenius went Colossus Smash into blow up potential, because then you can blow up a Muradin, which is pretty scary.
I think they're a little bit worried about what follows up with the Varian. I'll be honest, because they are taking their time about this, and rightfully so, because who knows what can come off the back of that Varian if they want to combo something.
If you go Ragnaros, I don't think you take Jaina. Having Jaina, Ragnaros, Zeratul, and Malfurion could be a kind of too squishy.
It's why I was racking my brain about what you want to go. Okay, so this is cool. So this is them. Sulfura Smash would follow up Varian really nice if he goes Taunt. So I think you take away Ragnaros. You have Tyrael here as a safety mechanism for any kind of potential weirdness that beGenius could bring out in these next two picks.
Yeah. Save the blow-ups.
Yeah.
Sanctification becomes something they can hold. You also have a great deterrent against Mighty Gus and such. Yeah, I think so, actually. So solid pickup for Tyrael here. Would love to have maybe a range there, the 5th pickup, obviously. They can have whatever choice they would like to go. I want to know what beGenius is. This is where the moment where we figure it out. I feel like Li Ming's the auto go-to in my head.
For the Varian follow-up?
Yeah, for the Varian follow-up. And it's not something that's like all in either. It's, okay, every time you get a Warbringer charge into, I just toss out a W and a Q, and we get damage, right?
Yeah.
Which is really easy to orchestrate. And also, doesn't always set up the fight. So there's Li Ming into Variant, and they move into a Nubrek. And I think a Nubrek here is a thought of maybe Jaina might come out, but I just feel like you go into Vala as Fnatic here. You just pick up Vala, and Vala shreds Varian. You get Rain of Vision, so you shred a Nubrek, and you also have tools against Li Ming, especially when you get Gloom at 13.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm still curious as to where everything's going to go for Fnatic. So obviously the Tyrael should be technically Breeze. Ragnaros would be in theory. So I guess at this point Shrimpy ends up on the Zeratul, and then Quacknix ends up on the Vala.
Okay, cool. So I actually think Fnatic wins this draft, even though they have a tank Tyrael. They're just really well set up. The Nubrek, I think, was a smart pick for the dive to follow up on Varian, but I also think it was more of a deterrent not to have Jaina be on the other side.
Yeah.
That way they can have their Li Ming be the main mage here, and then Vala, as long as she plays mechanically sound, is in a great spot for the team. And then with Sanctification being in the mix here, they really handle that Varian pressure that they saw with that second pick.
Yeah, because it does raise question marks when you see that kind of thing early on in a draft. In the current meta, of course, where we're currently sat. As I say, it felt a little bit more popular in HGC Korea this morning.
Sure.
For us this morning. It felt more popular there. Whether or not this is going to work, I don't think it's the wild card I want, but I'll be pleasantly surprised if it is.
I like it, though. It gets beGenius in a spot where they force isolation. No matter what. Varian goes for the engage. Brightwing gives them Pixie Dust so they can have some of that damage mitigation available. They have a Polymorph in case he needs to retreat, and then they just have Li Ming follow up with damage. Like, it's actually pretty solid. The question is, do they go Taunt, or do they go crazy and go Colossus Smash and set up for a full-on engage? Now, Sanctification, that's where it comes in, but the cooldown is so low that you can waste one Varian engage into a Colossus Smash on Sanctification and then back up with a Mighty Gus, and then re-engage and get a blow-up.
Well, to that point, I think that Nubrek is in a bit of a weird spot here.
Yeah.
I think maybe they were anticipating that last pick being a Jaina.
That's all I think that it was, straight up. I think the Nubrek was, okay, you go Jaina, we dare you.
Yeah,
right?
But then now does he go like Cocoon, and then they just try and follow it with something crazy like a Colossal Smash? I don't know.
Cocoon can be great. You can Cocoon before you do the Colossal Smash, so you force the Sanctification no matter what, and that way you stop the Cleanse, you stop Tranquility, if that is the route that we go here. It's layered aggression for sure, but it's aggression that can happen once again once they all pull back. But we'll find out as we're actually ready for game number 2 here between Fnatic and beGenius. beGenius, man, what are you playing here? We're about to find out with Varian and the hard engages.
Okay, to the left-hand side in the orange, well, is what they normally wear, but they're in the blue this time. It's going to be Fnatic, Breeze on Tyrael. We will have Quacknix playing the Valor. It's going to be Schwimpy on the Ragnaros, and Wooby will be actually playing the Zeratul. So a bit of a shake-up overall. Wismexy going to be on the Malfurion, and I wondered who was going to be playing the Zeratul, and they've shifted things around a little bit for that.
Well, Unstable on Brightwing, Danatan playing the Anubrak, Eric here with Falstad, and Kirwa, who plays an impressive Li Ming, will be showing off his Li Ming play today here in this series. Tank for the win, showing off with Varian.
So very rarely do we get to see Wooby on Zeratul nowadays. Back in the Team Dignitas days, way back when
back in the day when we were young.
Yeah, because at this point it feels like everyone's been on Team Dignitas now. Because we talked about Alex the Prodigy back in the Dignitas days. So yeah, he actually did play a Zeratul from time to time. It wasn't Snitch that would end up going to that
okay.
when he was on that team. So Wooby definitely has some prowess with this hero. It's going to be good to watch.
Oh, let's watch him shake it up here. Breezy's coming in for aggression on Danatan. Should be able to throw charge away. Well, trade slightly here. That's such a interesting lane. Zeratul versus Anubrak.
Yeah, that was funny as well, because Tyrael came in. Wooby was like, no cares given. I'm still just going to hit minions. I actually don't care.
Good luck with that fight. So beGenius, I guess something to talk about is that they still have the level pressure with the Varian thing. So when Varian calls out, I want to go for an engage. I think someone's out of position. Brightwing and Falstad can show up at any point. I wonder if Brightwing is actually going to go for the shield build here.
And also talking about builds, something that's important here for a tank for the win on Varian is that he has gone Lion's Maw. Is that what it's called? Yes, Lion's Maw. So this is a questing talent, which will empower that ability quite heavily later on down the line, but it's normally telegraphed to say that yes, he will be going down the taunt route, as it couples up with the taunt build quite nicely. Not that taunt is uncommon. Obviously, it's the most common build you would see in competitive right now.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
But just getting confirmation of that nice and early.
It's insane against Zeratul. Like Zeratul will be the cleanup crew here. Zeratul won't be the main engage unless it's going for a solid Void Prison, because they taunt into. Or a Warbringer into taunt usually equals dead Zeratul. So Wooby will have to play safe around that. Unstable and Danatan will hold this top temple as the middle temple is held by Tyrael. He shells away on the middle lane. However, an aggressive call has been made as Fnatic will rotate to the top right. Breeze and Wooby leading the charge. Unstable on the back right there just gets eliminated. They literally just ignored Anubrak.
Yes.
Said, you're not worth our time.
No.
Jumped over the butterfly skinned Anubrak, sorry, Ladybug, and jumped on the actual butterfly itself and squashed Brightwing.
Yeah. Do you remember when they wanted to evolve into that Metapod from that little canopy that you wanted?
That's what Anubrak is?
Well, now we have a Butterfree in the mix, and unfortunately that Butterfree just got squashed.
A bad day for those grass-type Pokemons. So Falstad and Varian floating around here on the right side should be able to start Giants relatively soon. At level 4, we got the standard Warbringer here for Varian, so definitely going to be the main engager. And it's actually something to note is that Varian not ran as a solo tank very often, but Anubrak can just dive in. Like, that's all his job is going to be, is just to dive in on top of Varian's combos here. And if Tyrael isn't on point with syndications, we could have people picked off and isolated. So the more I think about this comp, while awkward, it can work out for beGenius, and I'm actually excited to watch it.
Considering that we do have the potential of Taunt Variant coming in, what do you think about Li Ming's build?
Q build?
Yeah.
It's good. First off, it is easy to set up with those shots. Most of the time, the Q build, I think, is actually the best build in terms of DPS over a long period of time. But it's hard to hit, obviously. But if you have a Varian isolating every target, you're able to land those shots. And there is a dead Varian, by the way, laying on the ground.
Sometimes you don't have Varian because he's dead.
Yeah, there's not even a golden around. Like, I don't know even how he died. But yes, the Q build can be incredibly powerful. So you have Q straight into Calamity, and then you follow up with the auto attack, and there's your burst. Unstable. Getting bursted here in the middle lane, but the last second polymorph on Wooby. Nice control by him. Often supports freak out and they drop their polymorph the moment they get in trouble, but it's always important to know that slight timing that you can save yourself with a polymorph and unstable noses there.
I mean, all these fights are just not going beGenius's way, and they somehow need to... I mean, the temple is about to open up bot, and they've just taken down this wall, and if they were somehow by chance to get that well, then it would be fantastic for Fnatic, but they're just going to retreat back, get themselves the well, put themselves on this down towards the bottom, and I think that well will actually get finished off quite quickly by the shots anyway, right?
Yeah, it should be killed off relatively quickly, so...
Brutal
beGenius
stuff.
in a really odd spot. There's the well.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
he's sniped by the laser beam. Wubby also put pressure on Arakeen on the top and continued to match him here. Finally, Arakeen, though, is rotating down, and this is the play, I think, for beGenius. Move in
Tank for the win.
Tank for the win, being a little too forward. Does pop Quacknix, so Quacknix low. Will move back for Breeze, get the shielding. But there is the combo from beGenius that we were looking for.
Yep.
Warbringer into Lion's Maw, hit the damage. Killua shows up with the Q build, follows up with the Calamity, and there was a popped Quacknix.
Yeah, and they're absolutely going to have to hit those time and time again this game if they want to stand any chance against Fnatic. So that's very, very important. They wrestled themselves some shots. Level 10 is now hit for Fnatic, as we'll be seeing Void Prism coming in, as well as the Sanctification, Twilight Dream, Sulfura Smash, and I want Rain of Vengeance, but it will be Strafe. So it can be interrupted quite easily by quite a lot of things that are available, but we'll see.
I like your thoughts on the idea of Rain of Vengeance. It's helpful against Varian, right? You can drop it on your teammate if they get dived on. But there's also the chance that if Sanctifications pop after the engage happens and you pop Strafe, you just hit everyone on the back line. So I think the idea is, all right, well, my Tyrael is Breeze, and he's a god tier player. He's going to hit these Sanctifications, and I can counterattack when they dive into us.
I'm wondering as well what we actually get from an Uberak.
We're about to find out. I am on the Cocoon bandwagon for life.
I'd like Cocoon in this game. I don't know why, but I'd like it.
I think it could be solid. Locust Swarm does give you the ability to help stick with people if you don't think you can blow them up, but you're already so far into this Li Ming, blowing somebody up, fall stat into taunt, that you could be devastating.
I just love the divide and conquer mentality. I think that's one of the ways that they could potentially get into it. Is Locust Swarm going to keep you alive long enough against a team like Fnatic, who have notoriously good team fight? I don't know. Just remove someone from the picture, try and blow someone up with taunt and the explosions.
Still a question here for Danatan as they wait. I feel like Nubrax, though, do this all the time. They always have that thought of it laying back there. Like, there's a 20% chance that you pick the Cocoon. Can't be crazy. And there he is.
I love it. I like it.
Danatan will be bringing the waves of webs here. He's going to be able to most likely focus that Malfurion, or even Tyrael to a degree if Lens gets used. Drop it on Tyrael and no sanctifications available. beGenius now will be grabbing some Giants to grab pressure on the battleground. One of the best things this comp can do is get pressure on the map in terms of opening it up, so you can get your engages. Right now, the middle of the map is kind of enclosed too much for them, and their only main engage is around the temple phases. To get more opportunities to engage on Fnatic and maybe catch them with their pants down is to open the battleground.
Oh, speaking of pants down, Arakeen is going to... Oh, nice gust. But an impactful cooldown to be using, considering you get caught out alone.
Breeze scouts out the Knights over here. A little call to his teammates, but no, they're already starting to rotate down. This should be on the right side here. Could drop Molten Fire there. There it is. Does scout their opponents. Tank for the win, though. He continues to keep moving forward and grabs said mercenary camps. Temple in the bottom is grabbed by Brightwing, but remember she can phase shift in at any point. For the most part, beGenius is staying in experience, but I feel like they're losing map control. The middle of the fort's been opened up already, and the rotations from Fnatic are bold. They don't feel any fear against the comp that beGenius has picked.
Yeah, it feels that way, especially just with the solo Tyrael warrior composition. It's like, oftentimes I feel that there should be a little bit of fear going into some of these situations with that, but it's Fnatic, so I can't really blame them. They're just doing what they do, as we'll have Spell Shield being picked up as well here for Zeratul. So knowing that he could be a little bit more vulnerable later down the line, and all of those shots being soaked up here. Shrimpy going to clean up top lane, which is very, very nicely done. They just seem to be in the right place at the right time.
Yeah, beGenius actually had their Brightwing come up too to help out in a fight, and the fight just never broke out, which is awarding Breeze this temple down here at the bottom. Danatan and Arakeen, though, do rotate down to come out well with the fight. Breeze will be able to jump over the wall. Danatan goes before him, though. There is still a sanctification available. Danatan does drop the Cocoon. It will be focused down. The Void Prison to slow down the fight will be helpful, and Smexy starts to retreat. He also has his Ice Block available. There's a Mighty Gust. Fighting on the side. Sanctification is used. Can Fnatic get out? They're going to get out, and meanwhile, Ragnaros just pushes top lane So much patience. So much control.
Yeah. That was an escape.
That was an escape.
That was pretty brilliant. I thought that 2 of them were going to die. I thought Smexy was going to die. I thought Tyrael was going to die on Breeze, but no. And now they're going to turn it around. So now Tank for the Win is in a lot of trouble, and now he's going to die. Wow.
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 Wow, indeed. Fnatic showing why they are considered some of the best here in Europe and showing the pure, sheer skill difference and teamwork they have over beGenius. Pressure continues here. Now, they could have moved in for a boss, but the best choice when you have a tier on your team is to wait till 16, especially when he is your solo tank, so you can have that holy ground available. So they continue to push the middle lane, grab more experience, and wait it out.
Yep. So now, this is just going to be easy pickings here for Fnatic, seemingly. They might want to go and clean up bottom lane in moments. But that's going to be an attempt at a Gust. This is a bold play, but I don't mind it.
I don't mind it either. There goes the engage. It will be on Tyrael. Tyrael's syndication is not up for 25 seconds, and they get the blow up. Molten Core from Swippy will stop the fight from resetting here, and from Kirwa from getting a few more kills. He actually cancels it too, so he can escape.
And that's exploiting Fnatic feeling too comfortable there. Obviously, you know, they know that they're favorites in this game, they know that they're favorites in this series, etc. But that was brilliant little play there, and they're going to get more for this.
There goes Sophia Smash, though. They blow up one of the members here as Falls will take it out. There's a Void Prison. This is a 4v5. Danatan is taking the damage from the boss here as it was set up. Taunt goes off on Schwimpy. Schwimpy, though, starts to turn it around here. Kirwa in the back right, low on health. Here goes Wubby as well. This is a 4v5 that Fnatic is winning.
I think Shrimpy can quite easily just turn around and say, that's how you Sulfura Smash, because that turned the entire fight on its head. It was 4v5, and now they're going to get even more from this.
The best part, too, is Sulfura Smash and Void Prison went out at the same time.
Yeah.
But the Void Prison was so clutched by Wubby that he hit the 2 in the back that could have saved the Falstad, and Falstad just being barely out of line, Sulfura Smash connected, and they were able to focus him down.
Right.
Pixel perfect coordination.
Pixel perfect. Put that on SGDQ, my friend. They're speed running at this point. I can't believe that was phenomenal.
And now Fnatic walks away with a boss here. beGenius needing to defend this. Airteen still in trouble. Will be able to walk away from the fight with a teleport. Good. Mighty Gust then popped. Beta Barb's here to slow down the rotation, but the boss is just pushing bottom lane.
It's like I can barely even fault beGenius for continuing and going for that fight. You're 5v4. You think that you're going to be doing so. I thought they were going to get more down towards the bottom as Anubarak went in towards another member, but there you go. Now this boss is going to push very heavily. And still no level 16 here for beGenius. They have globals, but they're not having any opportunity to exploit them for a good while here. I can't decide if they haven't had an opportunity to exploit them, or they just haven't been as proactive enough to exploit them.
The rotations have been well. They did have a good, solid chance in the mid game to use those globals, but they just haven't had the chance since then. The pressure for Fnatic has been too much and too scary. Fnatic is doing what I wanted beGenius to do, which is open up the map, put pressure everywhere, paint everything blue. Fnatic has done it so much better, which is eliminating that global pressure. beGenius moves in, setting up here. Brightwing soaking level 16 right now. There is a temple being grabbed, but for now, Fnatic's going to go ahead and hold it here. Brightwing's trying to get 16, and this is kind of a tense moment for our teams because there is a keep in the middle that is already killed off, but beGenius knows they have to make a play, so they are grouping up down here on the bottom right by their Giants, hoping to maybe get an invade on Wubby and crew who are grabbing their own.
Yeah, this is a good ambitious move. Once again, it's exactly what beGenius needs to do against Fnatic here. They find Breeze on the right-hand side, and they should be able to steal this away. Good patience, though, really, by Fnatic, though, to give it away, knowing that it's probably not going to be too impactful as long as they clean it up before the next temple phase arises.
Yeah, they've gotten the advantage that they deserve from the great game. Oh, Wubby, though, coming from the side. Holy ground, holding Tank for the win on the side there. Nice layer of abilities to get some more damage on Tank for the win. We do have Zeratul floating on the top. Brightwing has phase shifted in, trying to keep numbers alive. Kirwa over here, there goes the holo ground, and there goes the Tank for the win on the side. The Cleanse has popped out. The Sulfura Smash connecting with 4 members here. Schwimpy looking for more as Strafe is popped by Quacknix.
Absolute devastation as now beGenius on the retreat out here, trying to get away from Shrimpy as much as possible. He even was able to juke some of the missiles there as he was chasing on down, and that will be any attempt on that. I don't think it's going to be worth it.
Oh, he's gonna go for it. No, he's gonna escape Kirwa with single-digit health bar there.
Yes, that was low.
Taken out. Gosh, that was a scary moment for Li Ming. She is able to escape. Nice use of a wave of force there. But already the pressure continues for Fnatic as they can open up the map. Top lane is pushing, Catapult's pushing the middle lane. They're sending a few back to already defend the Giants that were grabbed by beGenius. And now Temple's activating in 30 seconds.
All right, so Danatan just going to have to clean up towards the top here with Kira. And that was that all. It happens sometimes. So
3 points, field goal.
3 points. The crowd goes wild. But anyway, so these two temples now, very impactful here. Fnatic could quite easily take level 20 from them. Let's take a look at this fight again. Tank for the win, unfortunately, charges around that, and they were all grouped up for that Sulfura Smash because of Holy Ground. This is how much power and impact that has behind it. And now, obviously, Wubby on that chase was in a very funny position.
Arakeen going for the engage. There's the instant cleanse up from Smexy to keep Quacknings from getting in trouble. Wubby was pushed at the same time. Cocoon does come out. They do pick off the Vala here. There's a big Void Prison. We have Molten Core from Swippy moving damage in. There could be some follow-up. Runic Blast helping out as well. Sulfura Smash is up, but no prime targets for them to grab.
That was the first momentary lapse in coordination that we've seen for Fnatic for the past 2 games. We saw the Void Prison go down, and in a panic to try and save Valor, Sulfura Smash came out and hit nothing there from Shrimpy whilst he was Molten Core. So it was an attempt, and it was unsuccessful. So beGenius has a small little window where they can do stuff.
Yep, they're getting some pressure finally on the keep in the middle lane. Shouldn't be able to kill it off, but they do have another temple on the top. They could maneuver their way to. 30 seconds for a boss. Fnatic will have to keep an eye on that as they just hit level 20.
And it's absolutely why beGenius has more control over the map right now, and even that situation where you don't necessarily want to send someone up to the top to rival that Trime because of the boss, you know? Because globals are far more powerful for beGenius in that instance.
Yep. Gotta agree with you. Fnatic and beGenius 20-19 here, a full level lead for Fnatic. They should be looking for a fight now, and they are. Wubby on the right side, looking around, doesn't have Void Prison for 20 seconds, so doesn't want to be too bold in case it catches out. But with the advantage of knowledge they get here from scouting out the Danatan and Arakeen and Kirwa, Fnatic just grabs the last few shots in the very top. Breeze already setting up for an escape in case he needs it. Fnatic just grabbing a few more shots on these keeps. I don't think that'll be enough to actually finish off that keep in the top right corner. So the next point for contest is going to be this boss.
Yeah, and I'm curious as to who wins that out. Is it Void Prism and Sanctification and Holy Ground, or is it Gust and the Wave of Force that we currently have, which is soon to be Repulsion if our usual go-tos are met?
I think you don't go for it. We just wait it out, especially with 20 hitting for beGenius. Fnatic playing a safe play. You do bait it though. You set up around, try to get your opponent to group up.
I mean, even Cocoon's powerful on there as well, right?
Yeah. It certainly is. If you hit Tyrael, no Sanctification, no Holy Ground. And that means that there will be ways to deal with that. There is an engage.
Perfect!
Oh! Tyrael beGenius does make something happen here. Arakeen goes for the engage. The Mighty Gust goes out. The wonderful Ice Block from Smexy though will save him. Danatan taking damage. There is Cocoon. Shrimpy working some damage in massive Void Prison. Quackning's on the side here. Will he pop straight right away? He goes in for the multi-shot, goes for the attack, and Smexy with the blink in, and the wonderful attack will help secure a couple of kills.
I can't believe what we just saw. Blink into Twilight Dream into Sulfura Smash, and massive damage. How do you defeat Fnatic? They went into the fight completely without their warrior, and Void Prism with the Brightwing pickoff as well. That was beautiful stuff from Fnatic, and they are going to march to the core.
That they are, and they'll start shelling damage on the core. I gotta agree with you. Is Fnatic beatable today here? For beGenius, 4 members still down, only a Nubrak left to defend. beGenius put it all on the line in this game, and it wasn't enough. Fnatic going up 2-0 in this series.
I love how beGenius did put it on the line, though.
Yeah.
The way that they tried to find plays in that game was very important to go up against a team that you know is more powerful than you.
Sure.
That last fight, though.
That's 2 4v5s that Fnatic has won
in
that matchup. Jeez, my golly. Void Prisons, the Holy Grounds, the Sulfuras, the Bolt into Twilight Dream. Just perfect execution constantly. There was only one slip-up that I saw in that matchup that Fnatic made, and of course they still rectified it towards the end.
I mean, we can take a look at it again and show people exactly
Check it
how
out.
that Void Prism went down. So 4v5, somebody in that cocoon comes out at the right time. Here comes the blink from Smexy, and so much damage. And that's what you get from a world-class team in Fnatic. That's the kind of coordination and the kind of precision that makes you a potential BlizzCon champion down the line.
Yeah, it almost feels like beGenius was playing worse after they get a pick because they group up so heavily against these AoEs that were available for Fnatic, and it just cost them. In game number 3, we'll see if they can still make this comeback happen. Fnatic versus beGenius. We'll be right back.